Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Mashira's Cameron, and today I'm talking about the aftermath, the 1 year later, after Spider-Man Lotus's the big crash down. Before we get into it, if you haven't already seen the official trailer for my own fan film, Captain America the Taskmaster Trials, it's on my channel now. Besides that, let's get into the video. So, Spider-Man Lotus official trailers came out in October 21. Then in December 2022 it was set to release. Now it's releasing in 2023, hopefully in the fall. But a lot came out on June 20th, 2022, 1 year ago. Everything went down. And in this video, I'm basically oh my god, what happened? Okay, as I was saying, a lot happened, and they were called to be racist. And then he made a video basically saying what was true and what wasn't true. Then the VFX artist quit this thing and stuff. So overall, a lot did happen. A lot of people quit. A decent amount happened regarding Spider-Man Lotus. And in this video, I'm kind of just talking about everything, how the situation has adapted. I'm not going to be talking about the cast. I'm not going to be talking about the trailers. I'm just going to be talking about it itself and how it has dealt with the whole situation that took place in the past year. So, last year, on this day, when I first found out about this, I kind of wrote it like a bit of like a blurb, kind of talking about everything that happened. So I'm going to read through that now. And I'm just going to read through it. I'm going to say how it's aged and stuff. And make comments a bit through and stuff. First, going to read it fully, and then I'm going to go through thoughts. Okay, here we go. The Spider-Man Lotus controversy. I thought I was the biggest fan of this film until now. I am just sharing this on many social media platforms just because I want to get my thoughts out on the problem with Spider-Man Lotus. I really have no connection to the film besides the fact that I'm a huge fan. This fan film was directed and written by Gavin Knopp and was set to release in late summer or early fall of 2022. Warden Wayne was sent to star as Spider-Man. There are many other people working on as cast members and people behind the scenes. Andrew Garfield even heard about this film. In the past 24 hours, many messages have been revealed, sent by either Warden or Gavin, which has them saying racist comments. So this is written in the 20th to the 21st range of last year. This is terrible. I had full faith this film would be amazing and it would be one of the best Spider-Man films of all time. I was so excited. This fan film literally had everything I wanted in a Spider-Man film, and it didn't even release. Gavin did state he was still planning to release the film, which I'm happy about because so many people worked on it. As for my thoughts on the situation altogether, I am very mad and also shocked. Since the trailer released in October 2021, I've been saying that this film would be amazing and be like nothing anyone has ever seen before. Now I don't feel that way. I still think this fan film will be amazing because so many people worked on it, but I don't think it will get the amount of representation it deserves. The messages are sent on Google and certain articles I've read about the situation, and of course, I won't show any of them because they're very bad. When reading them at first, I thought they were photoshops or something because I didn't think Gavin or Warden would ever say something like that. When I realized they were real, I was mad and shocked. It angered me because of how bad they really were, and it made me think that the people who I thought were good were really not. Both Gavin and Warden made tweets about the situation, yet it doesn't make me forgive them for it. The thing that happened, both admitted to what they did, which also surprises me, because when these things happen, most people deny it at first. I was also really shocked. I was sort of looked up to Gavin in this fan film before all this happened, because I'm someone who loves filming and dreams of making big productions like this. It was really so crazy to me that Gavin worked so hard to get this film popular and it got so many views on the trailer, and I wanted to make something just as popular as it. To see what they had said years ago shocked me because of how much I believed they were good people, and to see what they said years ago proves how they are good, how proves that they are good people otherwise. I don't actually get that sentence. No one saw this coming. To sum this up, I'm really just mad and shocked about the situation, which is what I think everyone is feeling about this. To be a huge fan of of this film to now hating it kind of hurts me because I still want to see it look good, yet I don't want to support Gavin or Warden. This situation is so shocking to me and everyone, and I hope it is sorted out sometime in the near future. So I wrote that exactly a year ago. I'll admit, it kind of sucked. There was a lot that was not great about it. I can definitely, if I had to rewrite it, it would be way better. And, oh, there's now an oldest thing on YouTube? No way. Sorry, I'm going on my channel for the next segment of this. So, just my thoughts on it. I think it was definitely a bit cheesy in a way. Again, I wrote this a year ago. I did not remember what I wrote. So, now I'm going to kind of skim through my video on it. It's 9 minutes, so I'm going to just skim through what I said.
I'll begin by saying I did not want to make this video.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to do something like this because I knew a lot of news was coming out about it, but I think that judging by the fact that I was such a huge fan of this, I kind of felt like I had to talk about it. Obviously, I had to say something about this. And he said something about this, and I was kind of defending Warden a bit, but at the time, it's like, these people really did something that I don't know how to react to it.
Okay, so I kind of get what I kind of said. I was like, I was like shocked that this could happen. Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I didn't say so much from what I can get from the video. Again, also, like, literally 3 videos before I said, Spider-Man Lotus Q&A update. So, like, yeah, and then I made another video on Lotus a few months later, which got like 2,000 views or something. Oh, no, it got 173, then the following one got 2,000. Okay. So, I've made a video on it since, I believe. So, let's just talk about it now. A year later, now knowing everything we know, some of the stuff was fabricated. Some of the stuff was fake. And it just, like, annoy me that people are, like, willing to do that. I'm just Googling some of the comments. They are really able, some people are just able to just say this. Like, just outright just try to ruin someone's life for no reason. And it kind of shocks me. Because I don't feel like that's, like, right. And this also happened with things like Jonathan Majors and I think Tino Huerta, who plays Namor. And then, as you know, Majors plays King. And then also, this happened, and Ezra Miller, but we had evidence with Ezra Miller. So I feel like people just kind of get back on it. So, like, when the thing came out, he was like, I'm kind of in shock and not in a proper space to think about it. It's not fair to those who need clarification amidst all the other chaos, but it's not healthy for me to try combating the wildfire that continues to relentlessly spread, blah, blah, blah. So then Warden Wayne also said something about it, which is interesting. And then Gavin says, like, from Photoshop things to other things, like, it just needs to all be addressed and stuff. And then they also said some mean things, like, there are some mean things that I'm reading through. And then also, the project is still happening, there will be updates and stuff. So I don't know, because I think there are interesting things, because I think the thing was really ruined by some people. It's weird, because it really does, like, it still shocks me to this day that this all happened, because a lot of what came out was fake. A lot of what came out was fabricated news. However, it happened because people are willing to say things to ruin someone else's life. And I don't get why someone would ever do something like that. And that is one of the main things that I'm, like, kind of making this video. Kind of just to, like, say, this is what happened a year ago. And the other reason that I have to get to, there's 3 reasons, and I kind of just addressed the first one, which was really talking about Lotus itself. The second reason I have to say is kind of how this kind of affects all fan films, or a lot of them. And that's what I'm literally about to start talking about, like in 3, 2. So, we also had a lot come out in the past week. I think the video came out 8-9 days ago, and I've planned to make this video for about like 2 months now, because I kind of expected a lot of this stuff to happen, and this is a very important video. This is like a deep video that I'm making, because this now is like in its second part. First part was talking about how Lotus was made by all these corrupt people, and how they were racist and stuff, and I kind of addressed it like a year later. They did address some was fake, some was real. And the second part's going to be all about the third part's going to be all about moving forward with Lotus. But the second part, I'm talking about other fan films. About 8 or 9 days ago, I think they're named Cypher Films. I definitely could be wrong. He wears a Spider-Man suit. This is literally all I remember. He wears like a big Spider-Man suit. He's actually kind of funny. Cypher Films with a C, not an S, not Cypher PK. But he made a video basically exposing the fan film community and then later exposing Movie Man Mark. Those are the 2 videos I'm really focusing on. Because he basically pointed out how some studios are definitely corrupt and are making these fan films low profit. So I'm going to first talk about the first video when they basically ran over Six Side Studios, which I've never seen actually anything from, Buckeye Studios, which I've praised many times, and the Lonely Spider, which made Back to Basics and Power and Responsibility, which I've also praised. And he basically said, not so much about Lonely Spider, more about Buckeye and Six Side, but basically kind of said, I feel like all the VFX artists, because that's what he is, have been underutilized, have been like not given the credit they deserve for doing all this stuff for these people. And then he kind of said he deserved to be paid, and when he became homeless, he only got like $100 for all the work he's done, when he got $200 for something that he put way less effort into. So that all happened kind of, and it was a big deal. It's like his 3rd most viewed video on his channel in like a week, and I'd be shocked if it doesn't go up to 1st. But then another person comes on. It also exposes Hourglass Films, which I've heavily praised Spider-Man Prom Night, and also a lot of other fan film studios. And they basically said they do not pay people enough. And then Movie Man Mark kind of defended himself, saying these are all non-profit fan films. If they paid everyone a lot of money that they deserve, then the fan films would be broke and be losing money from making them. And maybe that is true, and maybe that is, but he basically said, I kind of wanted to do this is like a non-profit thing. We're like putting money into it for fun and stuff. And yeah, maybe we're getting stuff back, but we have to make profit. We can't be paying everyone everything. And that's basically what he said. And then he kind of responded saying, Cypher basically responded saying, hey, that's stupid. You deserve to pay everyone a lot more than $100 for the work I've done. So this really exposed 4 massive fan film studios. But this also tells us a lot more. Like, for example, some news came about Cine Studios, whatever, who made Impulse Season 1, Episode 1, where they spoke about how they had this whole issue and how they kind of were losing money, and they were paying everyone, but they needed more money to continue the episodes. And I get that. And then they also spoke about, and going back to Cypher, I forgot to mention this, they spoke about how all these fan films do fundraisers, but only keep it for themselves and don't use it for the films. And I think this is interesting, because on one hand, I do agree with Cypher that they deserve to be paid if they really are doing as much work as they say they're doing. If they really aren't doing nearly as much as they say they are, then I don't know. But if they really are doing as much as they say, and they're doing it for something that's supposed to be made profit, fine. But if you're doing something that's shown to be non-profit for all this, and then kind of just saying you won't get paid, and stuff, then you can't really be expecting it. And also, fan films don't make a lot of money. My fan films have been crashing down. The Flash fan series by Crimson Productions, low views. Menacing Studios' Ant-Man The Beginning, low views. The trailer for my own fan film, low views. So fan films have been getting way less views lately. But I feel like that's something that the whole community is kind of suffering due to all these corrupt people. So at first I kind of thought it was just Lotus, but now we see Hourglass, Buckeye, Six Side, which I have no clue what that even is, and Lonely Spider, all are kind of corrupt. And now that raises the question, are we able to support those studios? Are you able to support Buckeye Studios and watch their films? Are you able to support Six Side Studios, watch their films? And are you able to watch, like, Hourglass films? They are coming out with Last Hunt, which I'm so excited for, and Lonely Spider and stuff. Are you still able to watch those films? And that's how we're tying this into the third section, which is basically how you move forward from here. And this is where I'm readdressing Lotus, and this is my opinion on what you do about all this. Because, again, this is, even though this is advertised as a Lotus video, it's also going to be, like, and exposing corruption, and, like, talking about corruption in fan films. So, how I'm going to close this video out, because I don't want this to be an hour. And also, if you want me to do a part 2 to this, before I get into the final part, if you want me to do a part 2 to this video, I will happily do a part 2 in, like, late August. If you want me to do a part 2, I will do a part 2 in, like, late August, or even earlier than late August if you want me to. If you want me to do a second part, please tell me. Comment down below and tell me if you want a part 2. Because I have a lot to say about this topic. And if you are interested in me kind of, instead of moving a bit away from Lotus and talking about all the corruption in fan films and stuff, I'm happy talking about that, but I need, like, to make sure people want to see it. So if you're interested in seeing that, please say something down below. Please watch it. Like, I kind of need to see that. Please comment that down below. Like, this is an important video. But how I'm going to close this out with the third part is I'm going to say it comes down to morals. I think it's different for all fan films, but I think it comes down to your morals. For Spider-Man Lotus, because this is a bit different than the others, these things happen in a while, and they kind of apologized, and they said, I still want this to be a great film. So what I would say to that is, if you're willing to forgive them and say, fine, you did this, but I'm willing to see you move forward, and give them a second chance, a lot like what Spider-Man would do, then maybe you say, fine, maybe I'm not a huge fan of what they did, but I'll still watch their film. Or you might say, no, they still screwed up, and I don't want to support them. And I think either way is fair. Personally, because for all of these options, I'm going to still watch them, because that's basically my job on YouTube, is to watch fan films. And to me, like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, for all of these, I would still watch it, because this is my job on YouTube. I can't do these things on YouTube if I don't have fan films to watch. So I'm still going to be watching fan films from these studios. But for someone who's just watching fan films for fun, this is where your morals come in. And now for the other ones, the second category, like corruption in Buckeye, Six Side, Hourglass, and Lonely Spider. And there's definitely more. There are so many more fan films that are studios that are probably with this. These are the 4 that Cypher mentioned, and I'm bringing to light here. And if you want me to do a part 2, I will bring more fan film studios to light. I will do more and stuff. Yeah. How am I going to close this out? In my opinion, for the other ones, I would say, if you are willing to say, I still want to see what these people are doing, because, again, everyone's putting time and effort. Even the corrupt people are still putting time and effort into it. And the people who aren't getting paid still are putting time and effort into it. I still want to at least give them the recognition they deserve. And maybe that's one way you go. And the other way is, I don't want to give the greedy people in charge more money. And I think both ways are fair. Again, I'm still going to watch them, because this is what I have to do on YouTube. But this is a serious topic. This kind of goes out of the fan film community. This is something that really is bigger than the community itself, is how you address this big situation. Because from the outside looking in, a fan film community, it's a small, nice community. On the inside, it's a failing corrupted community. And it's like a bad neighborhood, like a really small bad neighborhood that you need to like get better. But like you need like a good group of people to come in and fix the community, the town. That's what needs to happen with the fan film community. It needs to become more pure, and it needs to really get the community bigger because it's losing views exponentially, and it needs to get back to a strong place with strong people leading it. And that is where I'm going to close the video for today. Final things. 2 things before I finish up. First, if you want me to do a part 2 about exposing more studios than the ones that Cypher Films mentioned, for me to do my own investigations and figure out more studios that are doing things, interviewing people like this, like I might even send an email out to Cypher Films. If you want me to do a second video, I'll email Cypher Films and do things like that and try to get in touch and learn a lot more about this. If you want me to learn a lot more about these situations and do a part 2, which is really a lot more about this topic with a lot more studios, I'm willing to do that, and please comment that below. If you don't want to see a part 2 and you thought I covered enough here, then just say that to say you covered enough. But if you want me to see talk about this a lot more, please say that. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already seen the official trailer for my own fan film, Captain America: The Taskmaster Trials, it's on my channel now. And besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.